Yeah, I mean, obviously, the price action over the last kind of 4 or 5 days has been an eye-opener, to say the least. I think there was a lot of, I want to say hope coming into Q1 tech reporting season that would be a little bit better than kind of what we saw 3 months ago. And I think clearly Netflix has dashed all those hopes. It was a horrendous report from them. We've had multiple kind of negative pre-announcements from the consumer tech space and Netgear and Corsair. And then maybe Snapchat wasn't as bad. But again, it's really not eliciting any confidence in kind of the social media, digital advertising space either. So there's a lot of caution, and I think Mike just touched on it as well. That's kind of the concern. A lot of the market leaders have been holding up, and up until today, I can't remember a time I looked at the screen and saw Alphabet down nearly 4%. Microsoft is kind of testing the low end of the range. Really, the only behemoth that is within striking distance of its highs is Apple. So that, to me, is clearly the most important print on deck next week.
What do you expect? You think that's a market bellwether, Joel? Apple?
That's 100%. I mean, it's still probably one of the, it's still viewed as a safe haven, and checks across the street over the past several weeks have been very constructive as well. I think, you look at, we actually got a lot of inbounds on Apple yesterday. It was the relative strength was very impressive, and people are making the positive read acrosses from what Tesla said in terms of Shanghai production. So the thinking is maybe the COVID, lockdown situation in China hasn't been as bad as Apple, and whereas other handset vendors are struggling with softer demand, still Apple's a premium brand, and their cycle still kind of moving ahead, relatively steady. And then obviously they're expected to raise their dividend, probably the buyback as well. So it's, again, the bar is somewhat elevated for Apple, but again, they continue to deliver one quarter after another. So that, again, is probably the most critical print we're going to see.